been long overdue and I finally convinced my dad to do it. Cold start on his 1,000 wheel horsepower GTR. 4 months it has been. 4 months since it's been turned on. And today, just for you guys, we're gonna do a little cold start. It's literally just been collecting dust in the garage. Oh boy, and she's a screamer. She's definitely a screamer. I hope you guys are ready for this one. His car is built by SP Engineering. Has bigger turbos, fully built top to bottom. Makes about 1,068 to the tires. It's a monster, and she's a screamer, so this cold start is going to be wild. It's literally been sitting for quite a while because he's just too busy to drive it. It's just sitting here. I'm telling you, I love the way this thing sounds. This car played a big part in me getting mine. So this is Daddy right here. This is Daddy, and not to mention, she's been sitting for about 4 months without being turned on. So she's gonna scream, boys. There's just so much dust, it breaks my heart. You should see all of his other cars. They're literally, we keep them at our shop, and they're fully detailed, top to bottom, car covers on them. This thing has a cover. He had taken it out one Sunday, brought it back, was too lazy to put the cover on, so it literally has been sitting with no cover, just collecting dust. I mean, the car, it's literally brand new though. It's a 2015 Black Edition, and dude, I mean, the car only has 3,000 miles on it. It's a baby. 3,000 mile car, fully built, top to bottom, all the shenanigans and all the horsies. It's literally the ultimate package. I mean, if I could sell my car and buy his off of him, I would in a heartbeat. I mean, the wheels alone were about $12,000. Shout out to our guys over at Strauss for doing these custom 3-piece wheels for us. I mean, this thing's got steamrollers all the way around. But yeah, other than that, 2015 Black Edition, no miles on it, 1,000 wheel horsepower, custom Strauss 3-piece wheels, custom Amuse titanium lug nuts from Japan. Mind you, these lug nuts, let me get some light for you guys. These lug nuts, real titanium. They actually took about 6 months to build and send to us. They came straight from Japan. We had to get them through an exporter. Crazy stuff getting those lug nuts. It's a super rarity. Just the little Jap things that, you know, us Japanese car enthusiasts do to set our cars off from others. Little stuff like $800 lug nuts. And obviously it's a Black Edition, so you've got all the fancy dry carbon. But he did also add this custom little carbon fiber sort of duckbill add-on. That's all dry carbon to match the dry carbon wing. Titanium exhaust, I believe it's Titech. It's what SP Engineering uses. It's their custom in-house stuff. But dry carbon, hood vents as well, all real dry carbon. And clear side markers, as well as a custom dry carbon front grille. Look at that intercooler though. Look at the intercooler just peeking. Big boy just peeking. Every time I look at this car, I'm just like, this is literally what my car needs to be. Like, this is CBA GTR bolt-ons E85. This is the Mac Daddy fully built, low mileage, 2015 Black Edition, fully loaded beast. Let's get this cold start going because it's gonna be rowdy. I mean, that's all I gotta say. All right, we're all set. again. God damn. This thing is bad. Well, while we're on this topic here, I hope you guys enjoyed that little cold start, but anyways, I want to show you guys the differences. A lot of people talk about the difference between a CBA and a DBA. We're not going to talk performance-wise CBA, DBA, but we're going to talk aesthetics-wise between a CBA and the DBA GTR. DBAs being 2012 plus, however, you know, it's also different when you go into the 14s and 15s like that with the newer headlights, the lightning bolt headlights and stuff like that. So things definitely changed even more with that year and with that being a black edition, but I'll explain. So for starters, as you can see here on my interior, if you look at all of my stitching is actually a gray sort of silver French stitch going around. So what does that mean? That just it's just how they did stuff back when, you know, for the CBA GTRs, which are going to be your early models 2009 to 2012-ish / 2011. My car's a late model 2011. So I have the 2012 updated transmission in my car, and I have all the 2012 technology. However, the little things like aesthetics like this, I have off of the 2011. However, let me just point out, I believe the 2009 is even more different than this. I've never seen a 2009. That's really old. I've never even, you know, tampered with that. So I can't elaborate on a 2009, but I can compare the last model of the DBA generation versus my CBA, which is the last model of the CBAs. Anyways, you have gray French stitching on a CBA GTR, as well as you have silver accents. It's like literally like a brushed aluminum type deal with all these accents. As far as the gauges, my gauges are really plain. Now, let me explain a little something about the gauges. They're aesthetically the exact same as the newer GTRs, like nothing has changed, but like my dad's black edition, you'll see, his gauges are actually full dry carbon fiber, that's all real and stuff like that. This little digital display here is also blue on his car. So this gauge little digital display is blue on DBAs, however CBAs, it's the ugly Nissan orange that I hate so dearly. Now, apart from that, I don't know if you can see here, do you see how there's like, the design of the GTR gauges, it's like a gear. It's like literally like a gear you'd find in a transmission or something. It's a gear pattern. You can see it. It's plain. There's nothing fancy or special about it on the CBA. It's just a gear. Now, when you go into the DBAs, another thing that I'm so jealous over the newer GTRs and what they have, that gear, you can see where the little grooves are for the gear layout. Those actually light up blue. Now, if you guys have seen my gauges and you'll pay attention in other videos, that gauge right here, which is, you know, basically your gear selector, so it shows like park, neutral, drive, reverse, and all your gears and so forth. When you're in manual mode, that lights up a blue. So when you went to DBA, when they went to the newer years, they made this little display here, they made that the same blue as that, and they added a blue halo that goes along the engraving of the gear set, which looks so good. I mean, I love it. It's honestly absolutely insane when you see it at nighttime. I'm a guy, I like ambient lighting, and I love just like cool interior stuff. And it kills me so bad that I have a CBA GTR rather than a DBA. Because I don't have cool gauges, man. That's like my favorite thing about my Subaru too, and they're just so boring. But it is what it is. It's literally, though, it's the same gauge you'll find in the DBA GTRs. You don't get all the blue stuff. Alright, now I want you to pay attention to this as well. If you look here, look at my display. See how my stitching goes around the top like this? and it goes to the edge like that. It goes to the edge, it meets, and it comes down. I really love that about my display. Now, with the DBA, they kind of made this really round. You'll see on my dad's card, they made this really round where it kind of folds over, doesn't look as square and proportioned, it's very round. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is what it is. However, also this trim, you see here, it's a flat black sort of trim. They also changed that and they went to a shiny silver trim. So on his car, there's a nice shiny chrome / silver trim that goes along here. Now, going back to the silver trims in this car, you see here on the buttons, it's not a super, cheapy, shiny silver deal going on right here, but it is a nice shade of silver, but it is definitely a lighter color silver. I often compared it when people, when I first sold my 2011 STI, and people are like, why'd you pick a 2011? You could get an '08 hatch. Same reasons. You see how silver this is? My dad's car, aka DBA GTRs, are a darker shade. It's almost like a black chrome accent. Have you guys ever seen black chrome? If you haven't, that's what it is. Think of this as a chrome. The DBAs are like a black chrome, so it's the same color, it's the same material and everything, it's just like a couple shades darker, which actually make a world of a difference. Other than that, my climate controls are boring. The knobs, there's not too much going on with the knobs. I mean, it's literally, they're just basic, and there's nothing going on here. It's just plain. It's plain. And same thing with the console. The console, you have this composite material, which you can also find on the upper part of the dashboard. So that's kind of cool how that does match. So you have this composite material, same thing you can find down here. Then you have this light silver again, as I was explaining to you guys. The shifter, it is leather, and then it has the plastic bits and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just this this silver basic climate controls, and this textured pattern, leather, e-brake lever. Door panels are the exact same, minus that color difference there, but you can see on the door panels, it's the same thing. You've got the French stitching going all the way around, and it meets here, same deal, has this little cross pattern. You'll see on the DBA, like I said, the DBA actually has a very, very rich look to it because it has a white French stitch. It's not this silver, which, kind of blends in. Like during the daytime, the interiors look similar, but at nighttime, most definitely you can tell that you're in a DBA versus a CBA. Now, as far as the seats are also a little bit different. It's the exact same design. However, I like to look at the Recaros that you can find in a 2015 Black Edition as being a lot thinner, a lot more sleek, but these are still, I mean, come on now, it's a beautiful seat and a beautiful place to be. I mean, you've got the perforated right there on the corners, you've got French stitching throughout the seat, and then, one thing I like about my seats over my dad's is also, my seats are two-tone, so I have suede and leather. That's my shit. You guys remember in the Subaru stuff, I literally traded my full leather limited edition STI seats for the base model two-tone leather and suede because it just looks so much richer and so much nicer when you've got a suede and leather combo. But other than that, the design is literally the same and the interior is virtually identical. Also, real quick, my car being a CBA means I have a tan headliner, which makes me want to shoot myself. You guys know, I've always talked about it in all of my cars that I've owned. There's just something about tan headliners that freak me out. I just hate them and I absolutely despise of them, but there's not much you can do. A new headliner is a lot of money for these cars, but I am going to be upgrading to a black one that you will also find on a DBA GTR. All right, so let's go ahead and let's step into the DBA, the car that I wish I had. Let me show you guys what's going on in here. So, yes, as you can already see, the stitching difference, as well as his car being a black edition, his interior is basically way custom. Now, I'll tell you before I go in depth right now, the differences between his interior versus a regular, DBA GTR that's, say, like a premium and not a black edition. The only differences is, on his black edition interior, is going to be the seats and all of these red accents. So he has the red accent there, he has the red accented steering wheel, and his seats are the custom red two-tone black leather Recaro race seats. So that's going to be your difference on the Black Edition, as well as the carbon gauges and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not comparing a 2011 Premium to a 2015 Premium. These are total polar opposite cars. Look at how much nicer this is though, guys. You have the white French stitching. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. And this is that color difference I was telling you about. You see the reflection there. It's definitely a darker shade. It's more like a black chrome. Same thing here though. You have the carpet on the door panels. Same floor mats. Literally same everything. Same pedals, same dashboard. Now, this is, again, this is that just difference in that stitching that I was telling you guys about, and the trim color. It's just so much nicer on the DBAs. Stepping into this beautiful machine, look at those gauges. Oh my goodness. All carbon, baby. It looks absolutely insane. The full carbon look of those gauges, as well as that engraving. You can already see it even looks more 3D, the gear set, because it has that backlit blue light, as well as that display is also even darker because it does emit blue when it's on. Now, this is what I was showing you guys. You notice on my car I didn't have this weird stitch how it goes kind of across like that. That's where they changed the design. As you look on my car, my stitching goes around the vent. Mine goes like that, where this one just goes all the way across, which I don't like. I like, you know, this, I like the vents being stitched around. I think that looks a lot cooler on mine, but to each his own. Now let's go over, see how I said they made it really round? I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. Call me picky, but that's just me. Now, with the display definitely looks to be a lot of higher quality. But little things like this, you see the borders. You see the borders right here? That is not a screen protector. That is actually just the borders of the screen that Nissan considers acceptable. But yeah, so that's what we got going on here. Down here, you've got the full carbon, dry carbon reel climate control bezel, as well as these cool looking knobs. So you see here, they definitely changed up the knobs a lot. And you have that black chrome accents, you know, going back to what we were saying. Looks a lot better than the shiny silver that I have. Shift knob, you can see here, it's got this nice little red two-tone deal going on. But check this out. They got rid of that composite material on this little centerpiece right here along the console, and they replaced it with actual leather with the stitching that looks so much more high-end and high quality. I mean, you know, I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. If I said that this car was a night and day when I'm sitting inside of it versus talking about it, it is. This car blows mine out of the water, but at the end of the day, if you're not that picky like I am, it's the same damn car. I mean, I can't stress it enough. And you guys are probably even watching this going, dude, it's the same car, you're just too picky. It really is. It's just little things like white stitching instead of silver, the stitch layout, the carbon here, the leather here, and then this thing has fancy seats because it's a Black Edition, but you know, that's if you get a Black Edition. If you get a Premium, they're literally almost perfectly identical to my CBA seats. But yeah, that's literally it, guys. That's the only difference. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this sexy beast. What is that? That's a black headliner, boys. It's a black headliner. So much better than the tan. But like I said, this is all personal preference. A lot of people don't like black headliners. They like tan. I don't know why they would like tan over black, but black headliners are definitely the way to go. And God, just look at these seats. Look at them. Look at them. Just, ooh, it's literally my seat on a diet. It's just a lot thinner and a lot more sleek looking. Side note, God, you guys, if you guys could, like, smell, somebody needs to invent, like, smell-o-vision for YouTube, I swear to God. It smells so good in here, because this thing is literally still fresh off the showroom. Ooh, it's just so good. Now, quickly, a few more little differences here. Obviously, CBAs, they have these boring headlights, as well as the early model DBAs have the same headlights. Before you get into the later DBAs, you have these, which are known as the lightning bolt headlights. You've got this super cool LED lightning bolt design, as well as these 3 xenon headlamps that look super sick. Also, the front end got a major facelift. So what that is going to be, you see how wide this grill is right here? It's brought to the edge. That's brought to the edge. It's very sharp, very, you know, angry, very masculine looking. This is very soft looking. If you look, my grill is very, very soft. It's very far away from the edge. It kind of goes in towards the center. It's very small, kind of looks rinky-dink. That's a big thing that a lot of people overlook, because virtually, if you don't know cars, these cars are identical looking at them like this. But it's, when you get into details and you're as picky as I am, you see these things. Now the obvious, lip design. Now the one thing that I do like on my car versus the DBA is the front lip from factory. So, if you look at his front lip, there's not really much to it here on the side. It's kind of, it sits flush with the bumper. You don't see anything, whereas mine actually protrudes the bumper. It sticks out a bit, and it has this cool wavy aftermarket look design to it, which is super cool, that I absolutely love about my car. Bumper though, so not only do you have this super, you know, masculine, crazy looking design, they also made this look like a two-piece deal. You see here how there's like an edge. There's no edge on my car. It's just one solid piece. They also added these fins, these bumper fins that look super cool right here. If you look at these fins, it's got this whole extra structure design here, as well as this fog light. I have nothing. It's just one little fin, and that's it. Apart from that, the whole car is the same. Even the side skirts are the same, except for when we get to the back of the car, to the back bumper at this rear portion. You see here, this has like these fins. My car doesn't have fins. Mine is just one solid piece. These have cool fins, as well as, you see here on the bumper design how this protrudes. The actual lip, and this is all factory stuff, okay? See how that sticks out? Literally, the rear valance part of the bumper completely sticks out of the actual bumper itself. And you have this open grill design, and you have this dry carbon, you know, sort of diffuser lip thing going on down here that looks super cool. That's another thing. I'll show you guys my rear bumper right now. But yeah, my stuff doesn't stick out like this. Taillights as well. This is a big controversy. A lot of people, they like to call the taillights on my GTR the gunslinger lights, because you have the individual LEDs that go all the way around that look like shotgun shells. It's pretty cool. However, these are a lot more modern. These themselves, a lot of people don't touch on in color, are a lot clearer and a lot darker. It's just overall a more modern looking taillight. You can see there, it's a really shiny design like this. It's just clear. It looks deep and it looks good. And as far as the actual lighting of it, I don't know if you can see in there that little line. That's actually the LED that lights up. These taillights are literally a glowing ring. It literally looks like you've got 4 eyes here in the back that look so menacing and so mean, and just looks so damn good. So yeah, I don't have the cool stuff on my car, but it's a GTR at the end of the day. As much as I wish I had all the cool fancy knickknacks that this thing does, it's honestly the same car. And you could believe me, because for me being as picky as I am and still keeping this thing and not selling it to buy a DBA, it definitely says something. Now, on a second note though, it rained last night. So yeah, she needs a wash bad. This is horrible. See what I mean though about the taillights? You see how you see the individual LEDs? And it's just lighter. They're not as deep as the DBA lights, and they're just a lighter shade of red. Now, about the rear bumper, you see here, there's no fin. There's nothing special going on right here. This doesn't protrude at all. The tips actually stick out a bit. No protruding right there. This has like a mesh grill design, and it doesn't have any carbon diffuser back here. Definitely nothing special going on in the back of a CBA. But like I said, you guys literally won't even know these differences if you're not as picky as I am. I see stuff like this because that's just the person that I am. A lot of people don't. Well, with that being said, I'm going to end this video right here. I appreciate all you guys for watching. I hope I shed some light on the CBA DBA subject and gave you guys a little bit of insight on the differences before you go out and buy one of these cars, because they are starting to flood the market a bit. Still, a lot of people can't afford them, but the people that can, you know, they look for these differences big time. So, honestly, if you have the money for a DBA, I say go for it, just because you get all the new, cooler stuff. But when you're talking a $15,000 to $20,000 difference on some people's prices, most definitely, if it came down to get a beat-up DBA, which I'm not referring to this one. This one's still showroom, but you get the point. Beat-up DBA or a showroom CBA, the differences aren't that bad to where I would get a beat-up DBA. I would go for the cleaner car, even if it's an older model, because the differences are very, very slim. I mean, there's a lot that I posted in this video, but you get what I'm trying to say here. You find a deal on a CBA that's super clean, and it's the same price as a DBA that's beat to shit, go for the CBA. I'm telling you, and don't look back. Oh my god, my allergies are so bad right now. So bad. Look at the static in here. What's going on with my hair, dude? But, thank you guys all for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video pretty soon. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'm going to be hosting my cruises. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I told you guys in the last cruise video. It's going to be the first Saturday of every month. So I hope to see you guys there. Follow me on Instagram right here. And keep up with the flyers on when the next one's going to be and meetup locations and stuff like that. But I'm honestly going to be taking YouTube full time now. I have no choice. I've made the decision, and it's going to be a process, guys. But we need stuff to film, so let me know what you want to see. Can't guarantee content of this. I mean, we barely got it to turn on in like 6 months, but hey, it's progress. It's progress. But we need more content of my GTR. Maybe some content of my little Kia. You never know. You never know. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys at the next one. Peace.